Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes Sociology with me, Adam Melvin. On today's episode, we're going to look at collectivism and the welfare state. Now, I've put these two together. You may see collectivism as a theory on its own, but I've actually put these two together because I think they go hand in hand, and the examples I'm going to use are related to the welfare state, certainly in Britain and the United Kingdom. Okay, so what is collectivism then? Well, in terms of sociology, collectivism is an ideology, a political and social ideology, based on the idea that the collective is more important than the individual. And also it's based on the ideas that the state or the government will provide for those that are vulnerable within society. So a collectivist government, for example, would be one that was quite invasive and would provide health care, benefits, this kind of thing. Collectivism, you might be a bit confused because if you look it up in a book or you Google it, you kind of get lots of different answers for actually what it is. Now I'm talking about it from the point of view of a sociological perspective. Now it's not actually a sociological perspective in the true sense of the phrase, but it's actually more of a political and social ideology. But anyway, you will see it in sociological textbooks, and you'll see it in different sociological syllabus. I'm working mainly from teaching public health, and also I teach BTEC, health and social care, and within that there are sociology elements. Now, that's why my focus for collectivism is going to be about welfare and the welfare state. So my examples will kind of be based more around health and social care. Now, the collectivist ideology, a collectivist government would want to help those that are most vulnerable in society. So who would that be? Well, it would be children, older people, people that may be unemployed, people with disabilities. So these people are going to be provided for possibly through different health and social care services, and the rest of the society will help by paying in through taxation and things like this. Now, it wasn't really until the 19th century that the British government actually took a role in supporting those that were vulnerable in society. And there's not really a better example. We can't really talk about this without talking about post-World War II Britain and the Beverage Report. Okay, so after World War II, and indeed during World War II, the British government shifted to having a much more collectivist ideology, where they were obviously helping those that had been, coming back from war, that were possibly injured, out of work, and essentially the government thought that they needed to support these individuals. Now, if we think about World War II, 1939 to 1945, in 1942, we get the Beverage Report is commissioned, and that's undertaken by Lord Beveridge. Now, he basically looked at society and decided what could be done to improve it, and this laid the foundation for the welfare state. Now, the welfare state as we know it now, so a comprehensive range of welfare services, basically. And from this, we can actually still see some of these things today that were brought in back in 1942. Some of them took a bit longer to get going, but the foundations were laid in 1942.